All right, hello and welcome back to Gotham Sound's coverage of NAB 2025. We're here at Sanken with Jim Pace. Jim, how
Hi.
are you?
Good, man. Nice to see you again.
Good, great to see you too.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, exactly.
Right.
Happy NAB.
Yeah.
So, what is going on?
Well, first of all, we're really happy to be back at NAB. It's great to see a lot of people, see more people coming out, interfacing a lot of things. There are certain markets, segments of the market that are stressed and certain that are busy. It's just sort of an evolving life that I guess we're all experiencing about how that's going to work. With Sanken microphone, I get to go back to Japan for the first time in a few years because of the pandemic and spend time with the R&D team. The last time we spent any time with them, it was to celebrate the scientific award for the COS 11. So I'll be there, and I'll expect to see the first versions of the new products, the new very very small products. If we say it that way, and try to figure out when that product launch is going to be. Obviously, I'm going to feed into everyone's drinking game and say the word tariff, and suggest that there's probably some things that we're going to have to discern how that's going to work. The official announcement is something like 24%. We don't expect prices to go up 24%, but we're going to have to figure out how that's going to work. So it's a little bit of time, a little bit of instability going on. The factory is healthy, doing fine. We're doing great. We're looking forward to the industry picking up as well.
Yeah. All right. So wait. So let's roll that back and dissect it because there
Yes.
were two major points right there.
Okay.
And I don't want people to get lost on the tariffs.
Sure.
So you're going to Japan
I'll be there in May.
to look at the new small thing.
The most small thing that I'll have the pre-production models, and I'll probably be bringing back samples with me, which I'll distribute to our close friends for evaluation and concept. The concern is we're going to be how pricing is going to work, so it's hard to state that right now.
Yeah,
but that's what we're looking at, and it'll be of the same family of the little tiny thing that we sell now.
The COS 11. Okay, so this
Right.
will be
Yeah.
the COS, the
Yeah,
brother,
something.
sister, cousin, however.
That's right. That's right. I'll probably have to talk him into a name that's actually usable instead of their interpretation of what a name should be. Right? It won't be a COW or something like that.
The cow 11. That would be great, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
That would be.
There's so many jokes there. I'm not gonna touch.
Right. Perfect. Well, so that's really exciting because I know 2 years ago at NAB 2023, we talked to, gosh, I forget his name, but we talked to somebody, Masaki. Yeah.
Yes.
We talked to him, and he talked about the development of the new lavalier.
Right.
And so it's great that that's coming closer. Do you have an idea of when production models might be available?
Summer.
This summer.
Summer.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So they go through this because they do a lot of development work with NHK, and there's like 100 production mixers they work with. So there's a lot of field testing that goes on. And as you can understand, post-pandemic, the Japanese culture is very conservative about how they bring back things. So they move slowly and very carefully. And also in the last year or two, obviously, because of the way the industry's gone, there's been a little more focus, a little more success on the studio microphone side. So there's been some product introduction there, and now I'll call it our turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
So literally the first comment we got, and if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the chat wherever you're watching, was from Noor. Said, please, new lav with thinner wire. So
with thinner wire?
Thinner wire.
That's... how do I phrase this? That's very likely.
Okay, great.
Very likely.
I would say we'll see.
Yeah, very likely.
And then Axel said, can't wait on the new tiny COS. Bad timing with the tariff, though.
Yeah, it is a tough time to introduce new product. It is. And unfortunately, it's so unpredictable. And we're not at a point where we can sort of beat the schedule of April 9th.
Right.
Which is, and Japan's been scheduled for, like I said, 24%. And I don't really understand that, but
there's a formula. It's not for, we just have to react at this point.
Yeah, that's right. And we can't predict.
Yeah.
And I think every manufacturer is in the same boat. We do have some products we distribute, like Brainstorm Electronics. It's all manufactured domestically. So that's good for us.
Yeah.
Right. But and the other products we get in from Denmark, We've done 6 months of inventory on it to try and get ahead of it a little bit. But at some point, we're still going to have to face the music.
Got it. Got it.
Which, however out of tune that song is.
This is true. This is true.
Right.
All right. Well, look.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the new stuff is coming.
Yes.
Are you going to be at the expo
Yes.
in May?
Yes.
So you'll be in New York.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
But the pre-production models will not be there.
I go there 2 weeks after. I'll be there 2 weeks after. But who knows? I'll know more, and we'll talk about things. It'll be good to see you all.
All right. So my final question,
Yes.
while I stall for time to see if anybody else has questions,
Yeah.
is how many miles would you say you fly a year?
Me? Oh, in-seat miles? Oh, well, not as many as a lot of people.
How would you fly without a seat?
Well, I mean, because you get miles, there's multipliers for miles and things like that. So as far as Mileage Plus program goes, things like that, I get miles for credit card usage, stuff like that. But in-seat miles, about 100,000 miles.
That's a lot of miles. So if you've flown at least 1 million miles.
Then. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, and trying to keep it to specific airlines to do that. What's really great about it is once you hit that sort of thing, you become like a lifetime whatever, which my wife gets privilege of. So she can benefit that sort of things, and benefit from me being away, or benefit more from me being away.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, so this is just a commentary on what you said about the culture. So Almanac said Japanese are very conservative in introducing new products, but the benefit is usually that the new products are unique and well developed before introduction. And then Taz said, when will we know the specs of the new tiny secret products?
Well, I'll have preliminary specs at New York.
New York. Okay, great. All right, so
sure.
we may have something on paper,
yes,
but not in person.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So,
and once I go there, I might, I can't say the phrase disagree, but when I go there might be some updates and things that are feedback from what we see that can contribute to them. So yeah.
Okay, great.
But you can assume it'll be ubiquitous. It'll be industry wide. It'll be what you're used to seeing. I hope you're seeing. It'll be a complement. We're not going to replace the cost 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean the cost. I mean, look, if it's good enough, it may replace it itself.
Yeah.
And that that could only be the hope.
Right.
But the cost 11, I think, is the most popular lav out there in the industry right now.
Well, I appreciate that. And that a lot of that comes back from people like you who understand how the value of the product and how it's explained and gets used.
Yeah.
We get people by the booth, and I always tell them things like, you should talk to somebody who lives in the space of production sound, whether they be an educator or they be a professional and wherever they are, because just buying something online at a place isn't always the right solution.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can tell you as a distributor, I would prefer that there be a dealer end user relationship, because I think they benefit for it. I think our product benefits for it, and I just think it's the right way to do business.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
A couple of extra comments and questions. So Nor said, very excited for the new tiny product. They've been using the cost 11 for 15 years now and can't wait to try the new lav. Whitney said it would be great if you could repair the microphones at the head on the new product. And Almanac said plugging a certain big Apple-based event from a certain vendor. I don't know.
What's the second one?
I didn't really get it. It said plugging a certain big Apple-based event from a certain vendor. I'm not really sure. I think I don't get the reference, but maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't expect the idea of being able to service a microphone of the capsule is in the cards, primarily because I think there's like 13 or 14 components in that microphone, which is amazing. I don't know how that works. How they do that. And it does open a whole can of worms when it comes to warranties and things like that are really tough to manage. But I mean, it's not like these are $3,000 microphones either. So at some point you have to, right?
And Nor would like
that would actually, things like that would raise the price of the microphone.
Right, because you would not be able to sell as many new ones.
Connectorized and things like that. They cost more money.
Yep.
Right?
And Nor would like to know where they can get a Sanken sticker. Nor, if you email us, info@gothamsound.com,
hey,
we'll
Rebecca,
figure out how to get you a sticker.
Got any stickers?
We'll figure it out. But yeah, email us.
Yes.
And all right, well, look.
Great.
Jim, we're going to go to lunch.
Hey, do that.
We appreciate you.
I like the robot you brought with you. That's good.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll talk about the robot later. Peter's the robot.
Peter's the robot.
The
this is
exactly.
That's all the good looks.
All
That's
right.
really
Well,
great.
well, look, Jim,
Thanks.
thank you. Real pleasure.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
left-handed,
Right-handed.
right-handed.
That's right. Thanks, guys.
Patty cake.
Appreciate it.
There we go. All right.
And here you are. Hanging.
Oh,
and
perfect.
here's your sticker.
So, Nora, this will be for you. Just shoot us an email and we'll mail it to you.
Right.
All right. So, anyway, thank you all for watching this first half of Sunday NAB 2025. You can see this video and more at gothamsound.tv. You can follow us on all the Instagram places. You can email us at info@gothamsound.com. And if you are considering purchasing or renting professional audio equipment, please consider Gotham Sound. See you soon.
Really good. You got the year right and everything.